Okay. Turn that light on. Oh, we need the puppy cam too. The pooch is around today. Hello. I am Mark. I make games. I don't actually remember what I was going to be working on next. Thank God I have the Kanban board. I was thinking about the results screen, the nature map texture, the sound system rewrite. Ice Storm Shelter, I think that's only in there because it's really small and basic, but I don't know. I'm going to put the grid sizing rework before the save and resume. Yeah, we'll do the results screen, I guess. So the results screen right now is very basic. It's just a screen that overlays this when the player dies after owning everything. So we're just going to try running it now and check it out, see how it looks. Of course, it's going to take a moment. This is the first time we're running it today, so. Okay. Yes, on the end manager, end controller. Huh? Wait, what? There's supposed to be a... Is that not on there? Let me try and think. Where would I put that? Health value. Oh, these are all the values. It's not going to be on the event system. It's not going to be on music. There's a... Hold up. I know I have a method that is somewhere specifically for what the heck. Close that. I don't know what the heck that was. Oh, it's not in here, huh? All right, so I just got to figure out where it is. Oh, Outpost Tracker. Okay, hold on. That's going to be in... Yes, track outposts, world domination. Okay, hit play again. Track outposts. That's going to be like, yo, hey, monsters are here, and they're going to start spawning in a moment. Right, I was going to implement the, whatchamacallit. Yeah. Oh, there they are. Alright, cool. I just gotta get killed. Eat me. Oh, it's gonna take a while. Crap. Alright, it's going down on a pretty solid click. Cool. Just give it a moment to fully empty out. Let it wrap up. There we go. Okay, cool. So we have the screen that pops up. Final score, 69. Nice. Then the exit screen returns us to the main menu. Okay, yeah, that's basically it. The only thing I think I want to change is the return to main menu. So that's going to be in main canvas. Is there a separate canvas for the end game? Oh yeah, the end manager has its own end canvas. Okay, the exit button. Okay. Return rather than exit, because those mean two different things. Final score, score text. Save. Okay, now the final score I think is gonna need a whole different setup, which is again, along with many other things, going to require rewrites of other systems. But basically, the way it works right now is for the end game, however many seconds you survive, that's how many points you get. I think I'm going to base it more on still have that how long you survived the end game, but I'm also going to have stuff like how long did you live in the normal game? How many times did you die? How many monsters did you kill? How many characters did you kill? You know, just something like that. Okay, cool. So I can just move that one. I'm going to say that one is basically done for this iteration. This is all for the first pass. These are all getting deleted. Actually, I'm going to archive a bunch of these. Okay. Yeah, for the texture, I ended up asking Claude for help on it a while ago. I don't remember what its exact answer was, but I'm just going to open it up and okay. What? I just got to think about how I'm going to handle this. Let's see. So the way basically what it's suggesting to me is not great. So I'm going to try and handle it myself. I may as well just have it here for now. Yeah, it's just sort of like a math thing that I'm not quite there yet to do it myself, so I will just see what Claude says and go with whatever that is. Nature all starts at 0 and is basically just going to slowly grow over time. What else are we going to work on? Yeah, the grid size stuff I think is going to be the biggest immediate thing that needs to get worked on, because our grid system right now works, but it's at each grid position is at 8x8 resolution, which if we change this to 8 instead of 9, looks like this. Which is fine. This is functional. It gets what we need done. But the problem is there's going to get a point where I want to break each army down into soldiers, and I want to have possibly tens of thousands of soldiers. Which is inevitably going to mean that we are going to have more advanced enemy detection, which means a much tighter grid. So that's going to be a issue. For 2 flat float arrays, the dictionary was costing you a hash lookup per neighbor. Hold on. Yeah, basically what we do right now is we get our grid position, it's -5 or +2. And if the average is lower, then it drops by 1. If I put this at 1 instead of 2, let's just see what it looks like. Right now, there's really nothing but the question is, will that be changing? Like, I can see that the spot I'm standing on has nothing on it. I think part of the issue also is that because it is ints, there's no, like, middle ground for it. It has to go up or down. Oh. Okay, let's simplify this. The way it's written right now, I'm not a huge fan of. I don't want to, like, completely replace an entire system. At least for now. Let's simplify this. Just check the occupied cell. Just check the... if someone is there. based on the 8. Yes. I only need to update grid position. Yeah, we're gonna see how that goes. I don't know. How does it look? Oh crap, there's nothing. Like, I can see the barest, faintest bit of stuff here, but it's really not a lot. It's not growing. Yeah, it's not growing nearly enough. Yeah, I don't know what solution it's going to offer. I'm hoping it's going to be something simple. Like, it would be nice. But, yeah. Okay, cool. This actually looks like it's going to add a gradient. Let's read through this and see how it wants us to handle this. So in Nature Grid Updater, we're going to add a new serialized field. Equals 2. And then update grid position. Hold on, let's check out the check cell first. So if unit grid, try get value, our hash. Yeah, we already have that. Remove from map leaves empty lists behind, and destroyed objects leave nulls, so a successful lookup doesn't mean the cell is actually occupied. Okay, this is a different way of setting it up. So if unit grid. Okay, so if we're not able to get anyone, we return false. But we're going to do the exact same thing. Oh, and we have if not, this is going to be the and basically what we're going to do is we're going to go through each of these. I didn't realize that remove from map leaves an empty list. So if there is a list, then actually, I think this is working fine because it's basically the same setup. Okay, yeah, we're just going to leave that as is for now. Okay, get average, surrounding nature. Okay, so this is going to be completely changed. Mine was a little cleaner looking, but it's not an actual... Yeah, this is... Well, let's just take all this material and exit out. It looks cleaner, it's just not the proper way of doing it. We should do a for loop. Y equals minus grid helpers dot hash stride and plus equal to and then for this one, this is going to be x. We're going to start at -1 because we want to start away from ourselves. And then I want to end x is greater than or equal to 1, x plus plus. Hash stride, I feel like I want to put it in a value so that we're not going back to that method every single time. I don't know. Personal choice, I think. Equals. And then we can just replace all of these with okay, so we have our total. If yeah, the way I think I want to handle this in the future is what we're going to do is we're going to gather what I want to do is I want to basically take this out and turn it into a separate equation that's just going to give us a list of positions by the change in the hash. And that way I can just store that and pull that list instead of having to do a pair of for loops every single time. Oh, this is the try get value item here. I can just copy and paste that. I understand how that works. Wait a minute, what? Did they never use the value that they provided? Self-value? What is self-value? Oh, is that the value of the position itself? Edge cells average only their real neighbors, so there's no dark border. That's good. So, to value and plus plus. Return Okay, cool. So it's going to give us a proper average. So check cell is fine. This is fine. Yeah, get nature value. That works perfectly fine. Now, what is value here? Oh, okay. Wait, why do we check our self-value? If count is 0, oh, then we send our own value in. Okay, I see. Well, rather than having that, we're just going to do... We're just going to do that then. Remove that extra value. Yeah, we'll set that as a constant, sure. Okay, so those are good. Now it's just the update grid position that we have to check. And that is... Yeah, we're still selecting a random position on the grid. We're still getting our hash position. But the math here, it changes completely. And we are clamping it still. So this stuff here, this is all... Let's just... God damn it. Select all that. What? Why does it not let me... It is the Alt key to select multiple, right? Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's see. If the nature grid, try get value. Okay, so if we selected successfully selected nature grid, actually that is probably a good idea. Delta equals check cell. Occupied cells lose nature, empty cells gain it. Okay. Pull toward the neighbor, but only once it disagrees enough to matter. That is actually kind of a good idea. bar difference equals get average surrounding nature. And again, we didn't do it that way because we can just pull it again. It's not that bad. It is nice to have this setup, and I do think I might want to change this to check if it's a bad value. Okay, so if difference is greater than the gradient threshold, delta plus plus, difference is less than the negative gradient threshold delta minus minus, and then we want to do value plus delta. Okay. We'll see how that gradient looks. Yeah, we're setting the initial value to that, so to 2. So we're going to see what this turns into. Hit play. So it's all looks like it's slowly gaining. Let's capture some territory around us to keep us, give us a nice clean space. So these areas are all going to be very, quiet about all this. These should all start to change back. Then the tiles around them, we should be getting a gradient around this. I think. What I think I really should do is take those magic numbers and turn them into something more solid. Best bet would probably be to save them. But, you know. I suppose there's a bit of a gradient, but not by much. Yeah, I kind of see it. Problem is, I think it should be more. But it is better. It's better than it was before. Being honest here, it is actually about what I wanted. But, let's see. Nature grid visual, gradient threshold. That's currently at 2. What happens if we change that to 5? Now we're going to give that a minute. Yeah, so this whole area here is becoming like super, super nature dense way outside of us. We've done it too for a while, I think, actually. Let's go to the scene view. And turn off our gizmos. Turn off our grid. This whole area is being completely wiped out by... Okay. Okay, this is a little closer to what I was thinking about. Like, this is way too dense. There's way too much... Okay, I might need to change the values for that then. Because basically right now the animals are all attacking each other. That's going to change at some point. Yeah, nature is way too dense here. Because they're not like... Yeah, one of these got captured. These monsters are all attacking each other instead. Alright, so we need fewer monsters to spawn. Let's change this to 5 and see what that has. See what that does anything. The other option is to just make it so that they do more damage to nature, but I'm just going to have to turn those into non-magic values. Or just make the monsters weaker, or make it so that fewer of them spawn. Or I need to have way more villages. Alright, yeah, we're going to stop that for a bit. And I want to go to... I don't need you right now. Okay, cool. So we got them to drop off. Serialized field, private, int. One, and then another. -5. And I think we can set a... Is it? It's not limit. It's, what's the word? Scale? God damn it, what is it? Limit value. Yeah, I was pretty sure I knew this. Oh, this is from 2010. This one's a little bit later. Limit exposed variable value. Oh yeah, it's like basic scripting concepts. That's not what I'm looking for. Come on. Oh my god, this one's really old. Here we go. Unity attributes. Attributes in C# are metadata markers that can be placed above a class, property, or method declaration to indicate special behavior. Yeah, hide an inspector doesn't show it. I don't want to take a whole course on it. Okay, I got to go to the scripting API reference under Unity Engine. Attributes. Let's see. Add component menu. Assembly, color usage attribute, context menu, delayed attribute. Range? Yes, that's it. Okay. Mature gain, that's going to be between 0 and 10. And then the other one, range, is going to be between -10 and 0. And the gradient threshold is going to be 0 to 100. Yeah, that's just going to clamp it so that we don't accidentally do something mathematically silly. Okay, so nature grid visual. Oh, it actually adds a thing here. Okay. Wow. Save. Okay, so we're going to set that to 2. We're going to lose 1, but we're going to gain 5. We're going to see what that looks like. The other thing is we're just going to have to modify how often monsters spawn. And we'll see how this goes. There's, of course, a lot more I have to do here, but... Okay, so the area directly around here is probably going to be almost completely dead. And my guess is that the further out we go, the more dead it's going to get. Yeah, so you can kind of see a trail appearing where they're going away from everything. So basically, this is just going to be a case of us having to leave all of this alone for a while. And, yeah. See how this changes. Because I think the gradient threshold is going to be good. I think the only issue that I'm having with this is that it's only going out a little bit. Whereas it should be going out a bit further. So what I might do is experiment with, like, eliminating the top item. Or I might just make it so that monsters don't spawn as often. And I'm actually debating a tighter map, too. Well, the thing is, a village is probably at this size. Like, a house is probably going to be close to the size of, like, this block or half this block. So villages are going to be much larger. So there's going to be smaller pockets of... The city is going to be, like, probably the size of this whole block here. So there is something way out this way. Ooh, that's actually a good idea. I should try and capture a very, very distant village and see how it's affected. Like, yeah, that's one. Well, what's the furthest village out? It's gonna be this. It's gotta be that one. Yeah, that's one's like at the very edge of the map. We're in a pretty high nature area. Go. We'll just have a friend follow us around. And they're also taking out the nature too, which I'm wondering if I should set it up so that the enemies only take out a portion of the nature. That might be a good idea. But yeah, we've got a pretty solid basis here for just, like, you know, surviving. Getting a lot of good resources, too. Okay, yeah, that change mostly just made it so that the ground around us just doesn't, like, crush at all. Ugh. Hysterical? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, my expectation is we're just gonna have to do some kind of a rewrite. Mostly to just, I mean, the monster system seems to be taking care of itself mostly now that they're taking out more nature around them. But yeah, some kind of visual element for that is probably going to be one of the next things I work on. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, yes. Oh my goodness, yes. It seems mostly functional, though. This gradient is working. I would like to get some statistics going for the amount of each troop type and their strength, the amount of haulers traveling around the map, the amount of monsters. But that may be a item for another date. Hi. What's this? Huh? Yeah, let's actually get out of here and zoom out a bit to see what's going on the whole map. Have we taken most of the... Okay, they have taken most of the territory. I think they're spending most of their resources just building more scouts. So what I might do is... The way I have it set up right now is just they build as many scouts as they are allowed to, which is a flat number, plus 1 for every village, plus 2 for every castle. And then they build out... yeah, basically they build out all of those, and only after the last of those has been built, then they build defenders, and once there are enough defenders for all the territory they have, then they build attackers. I think I'm going to have to rewrite that system so that they build a set number of scouts first, and then they will move on to defenders if they need to, attackers if they need to, and then spend whatever resources they have left then building the rest of the scouts. Just so that they don't spend all of their time building scouts that immediately get eaten by monsters. Yeah? Would you know anything about getting eaten by monsters, Faye? Huh? Whoop. Come on. I'm trying to get you up. Here you go. Yeah? Yeah? Any monsters eating you, Faye? Other than me? She's like, what the heck were you doing? You really could just pass out of my arm right now, huh? Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna bring her back up to... I'm gonna leave this like this for now. I'm gonna bring her upstairs since Derek is home, and... Oof. Then we're either gonna pick something else to work on, or I'm gonna switch to playing video games. I'm thinking black and white might be a good option. Oh, black and white 2. I don't have black and white installed anymore. Ugh. You ready? Okay. I will be right back. I'm back. Derek has a little princess. What's your strength? What are you at? 43, Jesus. $21, 10. Yeah, so there's two problems here. One is that these defenders are extremely weak. Why is this so low? Why is they not sending out anymore? Oh, is it because the city is... Hold on. Go back to gameplay mode so I can see the visual. We are running out of stuff in general. Population is very high. Hold on, what's going on with these villages not producing anything? Food production, 0.1. 0.001, 0.001. I'll call on. How does these work again? Oh, village change. Is that the one? Okay, so we shift resource production. If the city has... Okay, I see. So if the city has less than or more than a certain amount, it'll shift the production by an amount. And so that means that food production is going to slowly start to tick up. Until this starts getting enough to be over 1,000. Yeah, those values are all very wishy-washy, it looks like, I think. Because food production, yeah, the food production rate is going higher, and the... Okay, yeah, so this is going up a bit. That's going to be a whole mess to try and figure out, because I really did tune the whole game to work on set values. With a certain population density and... How strong are you? 17? Fairly weak. But there's also no defenders, so... And the defenders that there are all clustering around this one village here. So I'm wondering what's going on here. Yeah, it's still very, very tight with, like, spots of low activity. But then there's just this one long shelf in the center here. Let's travel back up north. Past this village. To the city. So yeah, now they're producing a little bit more. That is something I might pass on to an AI, is to take all of the data for production rates and all of that information and then put it to a chart so I can actually read it. Yeah, I'd like nature to be less map-wide. Let's actually make a list here. I have, as my main note-taking implement right now, I got a what is it called? A roll of paper for a receipt printer. Got the little carbon paper here, and I 3D printed a little holder to it so I can take little notes on it. And I got a little pull tab on here too, so I can just grab and yank, and I have my little note. Yeah, the grid rewrite is probably going to take precedent over everything else. So we're just going to add that to the bottom. Grid rewrite. Stat measurements. And display. Basically, I'm going to be taking a census of what's going on the map to try and figure out, like, okay, scout rebalance. So we're going to rebalance how scouts work. I'm going to say nature is good right now, but AI viewers at Twitch Max. Now, does that actually remove the comment? Okay, it looks like it does. Uh-oh, is the stream actually running? Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna need to rebalance the scouts. We need to rework defenders so that they go to proper territories. Because it looks like, you know, we are getting defenders at the proper points around the map. But the problem is they, like, I don't know what exactly is going on here, if they abandon it, or if the territory gets stolen, so when it gets collected, this is left blank. I don't know. I need to figure out exactly how I want to handle it that is going to work with this. Yeah. Both these sides are building up a bit. These guys are to the point where they're actually building full-on attacking forces, which is nuts that they're able to do that. Are these scouts able to escape? Looks like maybe just barely. Scout rebalance. There's so much stuff that I still have to do. Yeah, there's a defender rewrite. I do have a thing right here, but it's also nice to write it down on paper. Yeah, grid sizing rework, we've already done that. That was actually finished a while ago. Yeah, the nature map texture revamp, I'm going to need to do that before I make any big changes to the nature. So the way I currently have it set up is this is a single texture that gets overwritten every single frame, where it will rewrite, it will take the old map, rewrite a portion of it, and place it back on. I think as a mesh, and the way it's been recommended to me to do this is instead to write it as a texture and then just change the pixels on the texture that I want to change the nature value for. And I think if I set the values up correctly, I can do a check of that position on a texture and just create an equation for that so that we can check nature values directly from the texture rather than having two separate stored values. Which I think is going to be the next thing that I work on. I think that, yeah, nature texture might be high up on the list. Oh yeah, and I also have to do the command rewrite. I mean, this is basically on par with the system that we had before, just with more nature around us. What are we at? 50 here? 9? You're traveling slow. You're probably pretty big. Only 32. Never mind. Yeah. This is about functional for where I wanted it to be today. Yeah, the Defender rewrite's probably going to be the thing that takes precedent, along with the grid rewrite really should be the thing that I focus on, because right now my grid system is a dictionary, which is way slower than if I had it as like an actual hash lookup. But yeah. What are my... With it this size, with this developed, so much stuff moving around the map and so many things going on, I should probably check. We'll get ourselves in the game. Running at between 100 and 120 FPS with a decent amount of variance. And let's open up the analysis profiler. Let's see what we're looking like. Okay, so we have a bunch of points where we use up the CPU. Let's pause it. Garbage collector is pretty small for this. That's editor loop stuff. Can I remove the editor from this? Rendering script physics. Okay, what's this spike? There we go, player loop spike. And update scene. Time update, wait for last presentation, and update frame. But we also have 492 kilobytes of garbage. Where is that garbage coming from? It's coming from... Yep, that's the nature mesh updater. Okay, yeah, that's going to be... I feel like fixing that is going to be one of the more immediate speed ups that we're going to get. Let's see. But the biggest time waste is time update, waste for last presentation. And that is also the garbage collector, which is the biggest time spender here. So if I can get rid of any more garbage collection material, then I think there's a decent amount of it actually. Yeah, most frames looks like they have 1 or 2 kilobytes. Except for that one, that has a lot. Yeah, nature mesh updater is the big one. Okay. So yeah, that's going to be probably going to be the thing that I work on next time. All right, kill it. Actually, you know what? Let's keep the profiler open. Move the build settings. Build profiles up there. We can get rid of the recorder tab. The audio mixer is actually going to be fairly important as work on the game goes on. I am seriously considering replacing it with Fmod, but yeah, can I remove the puppy cam too? Yeah, I'm seriously considering replacing it with Fmod. I don't know, though. That's a question. Yeah. So let's see. So for next time, the command rewrite, defender rewrite, the scout rebalance, the grid rewrite. Yeah, the grid rewrite is going to be the big thing. That's going to be the point where it's like, oh shit, we have to do that. And once that is done, I'm going to try working on the battle system. Because once that's done, we should be able to handle most of the grid as individual items. Or most of the armies as individual items. Because right now the armies are just 2 objects where one is green and one is blue and one is red, and one has 1,000 soldiers and the other one has 5,000 soldiers. And when they get close enough to each other, they just do math at each other, reducing each other until one of them is gone. So, yeah, it's iffy. It's iffy. So, yeah, I'm going to save that. Exit out of there. Yeah, can change. Save that as fixed sharp nature values. I think that's all we did was we fixed the sharp nature values. Now a nice gradient away from civilization. Okay, we're going to push that. Push. Yeah, there's eventually, far, far, far down the road, what I would like to do with nature is, instead of having like just green blocks everywhere, what I'd like to do is I'd like to have a biome and a land type. And each biome and land type will have like 10 different variations of itself, where like the completely dead natureless one is like maybe a couple of dead trees and like empty earth. And then the 10 is like, you know, extreme wild nature. And just sort of replace the matte color with like something with some actual detail to it that tells players about what's going on there. But yeah, that's an eventuality. Okay. And I'm not going to need help from Claude anymore today, I don't think. Yeah, we just did the texture revamp. I forgot to put it in progress, so we can move that over there. And I think the grid rework is going to be the next item that I work on. Yeah, grid pathfinding is going to be a bit. But, oh yeah, the RTS controls. Those need to get completely redone, too. But actually, I think I'm going to add the items that I discovered recently from here onto the list. Command rewrite, that one's all set. Do I have the defenders on here? I do not. Okay, so movement and outpost choice rewrite. Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a thing. Scout rebalance. Is going to be a thing. Yeah, stat recorder. Display. And the full grid rewrite, which I should have in. I think I may have pulled it off already. The grid sizing rework I have on here, but not the grid itself, which that's going to be a task. Yeah, grid rewrite and replacement, that's going to be like a very long story. So I'm just going to stick that off there. Yeah, I should probably make some kind of a note for the rewrite to sort of match what we're doing with the sound system and stuff. But I'm going to put that as in progress just so I see that next time I open this up so we can focus on it. Because following that, once we have that fully done, we're going to be able to start implementing proper navigation. Because right now, if there is an object that's here and it's trying to move here, it just goes in a straight line. There's no turning, there's no obstacle avoidance because there's no obstacles. And once I get to the point where the grid is good enough where I can start storing values on it for locomotion, we can start getting A star implemented, and that's going to be the point where like armies are going to be able to like, cross bridges and travel through valleys, and at that point things like choke points are going to be important, and that's just going to change how the whole map looks. So yeah, grid rewrite, it's going to be a lot, but it's early on the list. I only have like 15 minutes left. Oh no, I forgot I started like half an hour late, so it's actually a bit more. But yeah, so I'm gonna close that. Close all of that, and we are going to change it up a little bit. I'm gonna say I am all set with working on the game for the day. I got a couple of things done before the stream started this morning, and I got a little bit more done. So yeah. Oi! Edit stream info. Unable to load classification options. Do I have to do it through here? Okay. I'm going to change this from this to... I swear, something is going on right now. Because it is taking forever for any of this to change. All right, we're just going to say done. Update that. Hopefully it goes through. Stream info updated successfully. Did it? Hold on, I'm just going to reload this, see if it opens. Everything is going slow right now. I don't know what the heck is going on, but everything is slow right now. I still appear fine on the stream manager, but all of the information around everything is not doing what it's supposed to, which is odd for me. But that's okay. Okay, so I need to move. Oh, wow, that is loud. Hold on. Options, video. Gamma, brightness. Oh, is there no option for a window? that had no option for a windowed mode. Hold on, we're going to turn the volume down quite a bit. And then I'm going to try and get the... Where's the camera? Okay, cool. That's the game capture. Okay, I'm trying to remember exactly where I was in the story. I think we are on the first actual, like, fight-a-thing island. Like, the first two were mostly tutorial stuff. Yes. And this is the one where it's us versus, like, those guys. Right, we wanted to get extra armies, too. I forgot how loud this game was. Alright,
Hey, I bet there's a ton of secrets waiting to be found here. Why don't you click on the tombstones and see what happens?
$103. I think this is going to be... We're trying to find the earliest one.
See that? This one lit up. Maybe we need to click them in some order to light them all. A migration is waiting at our borders for you to accept them.
402, 422... There we go. I don't remember exactly what this was. Oh yeah, Undead Army. I have lost Twitch stats. I don't know what's going on, but Twitch breaks a lot. Nice. How many did we get?
Whoa! Our own undead legion! We can wreak havoc with these guys!
So, the Greeks have recruited a platoon. Let's see how it fares against Norse Iron!
Okay, Alright, we have a bunch of new villagers. What does our village want? Mana. I don't know why they would want that, but okay. Can I build more housing? Oh, they're already building way more. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. We do not have a creature pen yet. Okay, so as we build up, basically my goal is for us to build up as much as possible here. Actually, I think I'm gonna see about getting a storehouse built over here, so that we can get these resources established. Hello. Okay, what are the... Make your creature builder and build 12 houses. Okay. Congratulations, you are now a builder.
Disciple breeder.
Okay, a little bit. I want like a little bit of playfulness to him, so he can occasionally shit on buildings.
Disciple breeder. Disciple breeder.
Trying to find a guy who's...
Disciple breeder.
How many breeders do I have now? I need 3 more.
Disciple breeder. Disciple breeder.
Okay.
Disciple refiner. Disciple refiner.
But yeah, basically if you focus on just taking one specific group and making them all of the workers for a specific thing, like all the miners, all the breeders.
Outrage! Take the nearest settlement! We must stop this Greek invasion!
I really think we need a wall around us. We need to protect the people from the Norse. My beardy friend has got a point. There's nothing like a wall for security, boss.
Let them build! We will just have
have a
more
wall.
to destroy!
I mean, I may have made it a little big, but you know. Oh, catapult. Well, you know. That's going to be something for our creature to handle. Squeeze out another log on that building, huh? Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just going to have them take the small local villages and just wipe them. Reach town status, population 150. Builds 10 buildings on all impressive areas. There's an impressive area right here, so we're not going to be building it there. Hey, creature built a building.
If you want your town to grow quickly, it'll need lots of food. Our creature can help with this by gathering crops. All you have to do is assign him the role of gatherer near a field. To assign the creature a role, open the Creature Roles interface. Select the green Gatherer Role button. This changes the creature's role and puts the leash in your hand.
Ooh, that's a big one. Can I put this one in the middle of the town? Isn't that is that not a feature anymore?
Excellent. Now just double-click the action button where you want the creature to perform the role. See the radius around the flag? The creature will gather resources from within that. He'll always carry out roles inside the radius. He'll then put them in your storehouse. At the moment, your creature isn't a very good collector. He's not gathering much grain each time. This is because he's a level 1 gatherer. You can improve his performance in roles by spending tribute. That way, he'll get much more efficient. Clever, eh?
They wish to wage war against me? So be it.
Your creature can also be a warrior, a builder, an entertainer to keep the people amused. Builder creatures help with the construction of anything in the town.
And being a warrior will make him serve as an army unit. Our creature is still small, and he's not a skilled warrior. You can use tribute to upgrade his warrior role, and he'll get way more lethal.
Yes. Or you can simply leave him in free will mode. He'll do whatever he wants, and whatever you've taught him.
The last thing you need to know about roles is that they affect your creature's free will.
Yes, the longer he remains in a role, the less free will he'll have. Leave him in a role for too long, and he'll become more like a machine than a pet.
Using him in roles for a while is fine. And you can see how much free will he has by looking at this bar on the creature interface.
To remove your creature from a role, click on the Free Will button.
Now, why not play around with roles and stuff, boss? See if you can get a bigger town out of it. And remember, if you get attacked, make him a warrior.
No, bring me news of Norse victory, not this!
Okay. Oh, a lumber mill. But we also need food here, so... Oh, all this land is just shit, isn't it? What is this?
By the great gods, I've been asleep. I was just counting my sheep when I dozed off. Please find my strange sheep.
Oh no.
Many thanks, higher power. Keep them coming, please.
I think this is just the one that's overlooking the village, so... Yeah.
The Greeks will die for their contempt.
armories turn weedy men into warriors of iron.
Oh, there's another one.
Gracious, another sheep. Superb work.
I actually have... There was a point where I actually knew where all the sheep were, but... Oh, there's another one.
Found another sheep.
Okay, does that mean they could be somewhere around here? Oh, is that... What is this? Duplicate building, less impressiveness. Placing more examples of the same building reduces the impressiveness of each successive building placed. Oh, that's actually useful to know. Oh, another sheep.
Thank you. Looks like you've returned my flock. Can't offer much, but take this with my thanks.
20,000's a good amount. What am I at now? Alright, what's the biggest thing I can get? A siege workshop would be good. University is okay. See, I kind of want to be evil. I don't know. I mean, do I want to be good or... What I'm thinking is I might want to be evil, but I might want to only be evil to my enemies. So we want to get all of these include... Like, I want the siege workshop, but I also want the university. Stuff like that. The seat of all learning, the populations, the horizons broaden, they'll be happier and more productive. Well, I do want productive citizens. Hand gestures, I have 24,000 left. I would have liked to have gotten the fire miracle.
Ha! They can build whatever they like. We will just tear it down.
How does one delete a building? Destruction tool. Gotcha.
Marvelous. Hey, boys. I think our friend's just wet himself.
These guys are in desperate need of trees. Okay, so you...
Disciple breeder. Disciple breeder.
A migration is waiting at our borders for you to accept them.
Nice. More peoples. really want the fire miracle. What do I need? That's 10,000 tribute. More villagers. That's 3,000. 10 disciple worshippers is 5,000. Not a lot on this one. Oh, that's just for that stuff. 4,000 for that. Creature kills 2 platoons, 4,000 for that. I built a wall already, though. You know what? You know what? Can I...
I do enjoy the safe, warm feeling of a wall. It's like a big stone nappy.
Okay, good. He's getting his free will back. So it's 120,000 if I conquer the land itself. Basically, I want to try and do every single quest that I can for each territory so I get more tribute. So hopefully I'll be able to own the entire continent at some point. I need to at least get fire so I can start burning trees. What did it say? 10 disciple worshippers?
Disciple worshipper. Disciple worshipper.
Oh, that's not worth any tribute. Shit, I could have just ignored that one. Come on, build the building. No, I want a pet. Pet. There we go. Gather fuck tons of trees, buddy. Oh, okay, so each time I complete a quest, it shows me the next one. I didn't know that was how it worked.
Oh, we got this notion that we quite like to sail the ocean, so we're building a big boat to leave here for good. We're not keen on sinking, so we're all sitting here thinking, cause we built it too big and we've run out of wood. Idly, we simply can't leave till we get some more wood. Oh, we're not keen on sinking, so that's why we're sitting thinking, cause we simply can't leave till we get some more wood.
Let's do it.
We have some more wood, please.
What's the mission for them? Missionaries. Assist the missionaries.
Thank you for this wood.
Are there any more quests that are going to pop up? Okay, I don't see any. And the other big one that earns a lot is deforest the land, which is going to require the fire spell, I think. Which costs 40,000, so I need a few thousand more. They said thank you, but I never got my, might be a timed thing, maybe? Now that we're connected to the bottomless mine, I should have a infinite supply of stuff to build homes, which means it's time to build a skyscraper again.
Disciple Forester.
Two children, 2 adults. Okay.
A big city is no match for the armies of the North!
Yeah, I don't care if he naps by the storehouse. That's not a big deal. That's... I cannot tell which is which. That's grain. That should be good.
Prepare a force to destroy these Greek troops.
Okay. No, I wanted the road here. There we go. Oh, here we go.
Oh, the boat is now finished, but there's still something on the wish list to keep us all going through the wind and no food on the table, and we can't sail unless we're able. So we ain't going nowhere till we get some grain. Idly, idly, we simply can't leave until we get some grain. There's no food on the table, and we can't sail unless we're able. So we ain't going nowhere till we get some grain.
Okay, food. I'm just gonna grab a fuck ton. Because we have a lot.
Ice in our tribe.
Grateful for the grain, Holy One.
Where? Oh, right here.
This is good. Now build up the armies further.
Wonder if I could build a wall around this area once it's built up enough. There you go. Beat him up,
We're being
please.
assaulted. Do something.
I'm happy. Oh, is he having fun beating the crap out of those guys? Yeah, you like it when you're beating up villagers. Beating up, not villagers, whatchamacallums. You're more than 3/4 your full size.
We've lost a town.
I cannot tolerate these Greeks any longer. I will have to act.
Nice.
Did you see them arrows? I could watch that all day.
I want the Greeks to pay for what they have done.
We're getting there. Another 4,000 and we'll have Fire Miracle.
Oh, we're not complaining, but there's still one more thing remaining, 'cause bread is quite boring if that's all you eat. We need some flavor, so do us all a little favor, 'cause we ain't going nowhere till we get some meat. Idly, idly, we simply can't leave until we got some meat. So do us a favor, find something with a little flavor, 'cause we're going nowhere till we get some meat.
Okay. Simple enough. I do need to rescue... What was your plan? Were you gonna eat that? Ah, he was gonna eat that. Okay. Come on, eat the grain that's in your hand. No, don't eat the villager. back to town, please. People want free time. Ew. Okay, meat. What do you want to know? I'll sometimes gather ore. Fuck yeah, gather all the ore, dude. Shit, did I just kill that cow? I may have just dropped a cow on a building and killed it. Possibly.
Need more meat, though. Thanks for all this meat. Thanks for all this meat. Thank you, Highness. We won't forget you, you know.
Hey, look at that. Yep, Fire Miracle. Forcing, I don't really care that much about. Oh, also... for the animal... Fire Miracle's 80,000? It's double? Okay, I'm gonna buy you the voodoo doll. Yes, become beefy. I want to spread forest fires. I'm a big kid, really. That's funny. Okay. Build 10 buildings on all the... Make sure you build on all the impressive areas. Build 10 buildings on an impressive area. Okay. Is this not an impressive enough area?
What a senseless waste of human life.
You did it, boss! You sacrificed a person. Oh, now didn't that feel good?
This is Norse land. No intruders must be allowed.
Let's just start wiping out some of the nearby forests. Reach town status, population 150. Nice. I kind of want to go higher, though. Okay then. Neat. That should handle any population needs we'll have for a while. And I also have enough that I can build up an army, which is good, because I kind of want to retake some of these territories. The question is just how big of an army can I build, though? 45?
Nothing beats angry guys with swords, boys.
The ground will be red with Greek blood.
Also going to delete that because we have our farm over here. Yeah, once we get this full set of soldiers. How old are these guys? They're still young, it looks like. That's good. So what I'll probably do is send this army out to capture the cities, see if we get any kind of retaliation going. Because if I can capture this one and the one next to it, there we go. Burn stuff, please.
Come on, now!
Capture.
Who do these Greeks think they are?
Probably going to wrap up in a minute for the day. I'm wondering what's going on with Twitch, because my Twitch stats have been down for a bit now, so I'm hoping I'm still streaming.
A big city is no match for the armies of the North! We must not lose towns like this.
Okay, no more silver scrolls. Now it's just the missions.
Someone's damaging the town.
Which town? Oh, that one. They're not taking it, though. So that's good. Oh, wait a minute. Fire.
We must gather greater armies. The Greeks are strong.
There we go. That's better.
They can build whatever they like. We will just tear it down. The Greeks will die for their contempt.
Okay, we have 2 of those. What is this? A tavern? I think we have something like that. Yeah, I'm just going to use more fire and... Oh, I used up all of it. Okay. Well, you know what they say. I mean, I don't know what they say, but they say something. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it quits now. I'm getting tired. Alright. I have streamed my 2 hours. I'm just kind of flexing my muscles a little bit. So, yeah, we'll see where we end up next. Ooh, they finished the wall.
Someone's damaging the town.
For it. Wait for it. There we go. Boom.
Disciple breeder.
Okay. I'm gonna say I am... Yeah. I just have to make sure I save the game first. Okay. Quit the game. Quit. And stop streaming. Later.